So you got yourself a 4x4 and you want to go off-roading. The number one most important thing you're going to need is a way to air down your tires as well as air them back up. Why, you might ask? Well, there's a few reasons for that, so let's talk about them. So number one reason you're going to air down your tires is for traction. So when you're off-roading, obviously you're going to need traction. So you want to air down. The less PSI that you have in your tires, the more traction you're going to have. Number two is going to be comfort. And what I mean by that is you're going to have a way smoother ride when you have less pressure in the tires off-road. Obviously you don't want to be on-road with low PSI, but if you want to know what I mean, I challenge you to go out there, find yourself a gravel road, keep the PSI like it is on the road, drive like that, and then air down and drive that same road again, and you'll see what I mean. It's way more comfortable, way smoother. You're not going to be jumping around with low pressure. And number three, and possibly the most important reason, is it's much safer for the tire. So the sidewall of the tire is the weakest part of your tire. And if you picture a balloon that is fully inflated, if you touch that balloon with a knife, it's going to explode immediately. Whereas if you picture that same balloon but less deflated, it might take a little more pressure for it to pop. And that's basically the same idea. If a sharp rock hits the sidewall of your tire and you haven't aired down, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to tear it open, and then good luck trying to fix that on the trail. So those are the top three reasons why you're going to want to air down your tires. Now, as far as how much you should air down, that's a topic for a whole nother video. I'll let you do your own research on that, just because there's a lot of variables like how big is your tire and so on. But with all that being said, let's get into it, and I'm going to show you a few different ways of airing down. So chances are you've probably seen one of these. This is a tool to check the tire pressure in your tires. Okay, so you simply just push this on your valve stem and it tells you how much pressure is in your tires. Now, you can use this, the back of this, to let air out of your tires, but you don't want to do that. Okay, this is probably the most inefficient and slowest way to do it. You just use the back of this tool, push it on your valve stem, and you're airing down. But as I said, this is going to take forever to do all four tires, so you don't want to do this. Let me show you a much better and faster way to do it. For this method, you're going to need two things. One is a digital tire pressure gauge tool, and two is, I think this is just called the valve stem tool. You use this to actually pull the stem out of the valve, and I'll show you how that works. Now keep in mind, this method does let a lot of air out of your tire, and it is very quick, so you have to just be ready for that. So you're gonna take the cap off, and this one is a multi-tool, but this is the end that we need right here. You're gonna stick this in there, like so, and you're gonna just loosen it. So you're gonna start turning this way. You can hear the air coming out. You're gonna keep going. You're gonna hold it pretty tight because you don't want that thing just to fly out. There we go. You can hear just how much air is coming out. So you wanna stay on top of it. You're gonna use this, turn it on, and you're gonna stick it in there. Okay, so right now you can see we're at 22 PSI, and good thing is when you stick this in, it stops letting out air. So this will give you, a second to check the pressure. Let it keep going. Check again. So right now we're at 20 PSI. Normally I would go much lower, but for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna show you if once you reach the desired pressure, now you have to put the valve stem back in. You have to be fairly quick, okay? So you're gonna let this out and just stick this back in and screw it in. So this is what it looks like. And we're all done. You can check again. There you go, we're still at 20. Like I said, normally I would go much lower, but that is how you do it. And this is gonna be much faster than trying to just press the little valve stem and let out air. Although that might be one of the fastest ways of airing down your tires, my personal preference is using a Morflate. Let me explain why. This is a Morflate. It allows me to air down all four of my tires at the exact same time. And the beautiful thing about that is that because you're airing down all four at the same time, you know that the PSI is going to be precise and exactly the same in all four of the tires. So let's set it up and show you how it works. So it's just got a little sleeve here that we're going to pull down just like that. Stick it onto the valve stem. and close it. So now that it's all hooked up to all four of the tires, we have the digital gauge here, and right now it's reading 25 psi in all four tires. Okay, and the other thing is, if one of your tires, let's say three of my tires are 25 psi and one of them's a little bit low, when you hook this up, it's actually going to equalize the pressure in all four tires. So when you're ready to air down, all you're going to do is just pull this lever down. And you'll notice that while it's airing down, this changes to 0. So it's not going to show you in real time what the pressure is at, but you're just basically going to let it air down, you stop it, see where you're at, and keep going. Again, I would normally go much lower than this if I was actually off-roading, but once you've reached your desired pressure, you're just going to close it just like so, and just disconnect all the hoses, and you're all done, ready to go. All right, so you've aired down, you finished your trail, you're ready to go home. Now you're gonna need a way to air your tires back up. For that, you're gonna need an air compressor. There's a bunch of compressors on the market, lots of different options, but I'll show you the one that I use and how it works. All right, so here's the compressor that I use. This is a Smitty build. I'll leave the link for this in the description below. But let's set it up and show you how it works. So this compressor hooks up directly to your car battery. I believe you can get adapters for this for like a cigarette lighter, but I just go directly to the battery. And the awesome thing about the Morflate is that you can actually use this to air back up. So I can actually use my compressor to air up all four of my tires at the same time. And like I said before, it's gonna ensure that you have the same PSI in all four tires. We're just gonna hook this up directly to the Morflate, just like that. Once it's hooked up, we're gonna just turn this lever down to let the air in, and we're ready to turn on the compressor. Okay, so once you've reached your desired pressure, you're just going to close this lever, take that off, and we're ready to go. We can just disconnect the Morflate and you're on your way. So of course there are other ways of airing up and down. Those are just a couple ways that I like to do it, but not for long, because I got this new product from Apex Performance, and this is going to be an absolute game changer for airing up and down your tires. But I'm gonna save this for another video, so make sure you stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video though, make sure to like and subscribe, turn on your notifications, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.